What is up, everybody? Welcome back to From the Crypt. This is a podcast where Derek and I discuss movies and music and video games and all kinds of other things involving the entertainment industry. I apologize for sounding like absolute dog shit. I am currently sick, but the show must go on. I'm eating ice cream because my throat hurts and this feels really good on my throat. We're going to power through it. But
Yes.
before we do that, Derek, how you been? What you been up to? What you been listening to? What you been playing? What you been watching?
Well, first off, I have been 100% fantastic. Nothing has been wrong with me at all.
Oh, good.
Period. um,
Fuck.
been playing Elden Ring, and yeah, that
How's
first
that
night, it's going much better, but my problem that I still have with it is the lack of explanation with, like, no quest log or anything like that. And that game really is a matter of rewiring your brain. And like I've told Toby, freaking ever since I've started gaming, you do not want to die. You avoid dying at all costs. And in the FromSoft games, it doesn't matter, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, dying is a part of the learning process. And so that's just hard wrapping my head around that. So I think it's getting better. I'm not completely afraid to explore anymore, but I am still a little bit terrified.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's getting better, but I've had to watch, I don't even want to know how many Elden Ring for Dummies videos, so that way I have a little bit more insight to what I'm actually getting into.
Yeah. No, I have never played, well, not never, but I have not played a lot of the Souls-like games. I've played bits and pieces of a couple of them to get footage for a Cosmo Pizza video a while ago. But other than that, I did not grow up playing them. I did not enjoy them at all. They were not my cup of tea. And I got Elden Ring completely by accident. So I was like, fuck it, I might as well give it a shot. And I fully expected not to like it at all. And I didn't at first. I didn't. When I first jumped on there by myself, I was like, nope, this is not the game for me. I am not the target demographic for this game. I don't want it. I don't want anything to do with it. But Toby was like, hey, all right, just play with me multiplayer and it'll change your perspective on it, I promise. And I was like, all right, fine. And I'll admit, he was right. It changed my perspective entirely. However, I won't play it solo. I don't want to play it solo. I have no desire to play it solo. But with people, absolutely. I think it's a landslide better with people than it is solo.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and differ in opinions because, well, you know how it went when you and Toby played. It was Poop Push and Fest 2024, whether it was some super overpowered asshole that invaded us or accidentally pissing off the tree sentinel, there was just a lot of poop pushing in that first little bit. And since I've been just playing by myself, I've been going much more stealthy, and I have been having a better experience with it. But that doesn't mean I'm definitely wanting to play with you guys again, because now I'm a little more informed as to what's going on.
Yeah.
But that first initial experience, because Toby's like, oh, it's going to be better with us. And I was like, dude, this is literally just as bad, probably freaking worse. Like, so, yeah.
Okay, so in fairness, when I played with Toby the first time as like a multiplayer experience, I also had Cheeks there. And Cheeks is like OP as fuck, so
yeah,
that might have had something to do with it. Whereas you got my scrub ass and Toby trying to carry as much weight as he possibly could.
Yeah, we just
so
it was things weren't thinging at all, and But yeah, I definitely am. I know sometime Toby said, yeah, I'll hop on with you and show you more of the stuff, because my only experience with this company's games was Dark Souls, and same thing, I was beyond fucking confused. I played for like maybe 3-4 hours and then I quit because I was like, I don't know where I'm supposed to go or what I'm supposed to do. But with Elden Ring, at least once I figured out, it does kind of tell you where to go.
Yeah.
That made it a lot easier, because
grace period trails or whatever, or the grace trails or whatever.
Yeah, the arrows and stuff, because I had no idea about any of that until like I actually watched videos on it. So, yeah, it's a learning experience, but it is getting better. It is getting better.
I think we're supposed to play tonight after we get done recording. So.
Oh hell yeah, yeah. Karen's gone for the night, so yeah. If anything, I just need to make sure to tell her I'm going to be downstairs.
Bet.
Yeah, what have you been playing besides Elden Ring?
Well, Square Ritual's got a new map coming out, and
we still need to play that too.
Actually, I think it is out. I think it actually might have come out today. Holy fuck. Anyway,
if it came out today, we should check that out.
Square Ritual's got a new map coming out, and I've really been wanting to play that. I told Toby and Peyton that we need to jump in and try the fucking God Killer weapon that we spent all that time trying to unlock. And, yeah, we haven't done that yet. But this new map looks pretty cool. However, there's another map coming out in October called Seas of Terror, or something like that, and it takes place on a fucking pirate ship, it looks like. Nice. So, you already know your boy's into all that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, sold already.
Yeah, that's just like right up my fucking alley. I'm ready to do it. So, I've been wanting to play that, but I haven't, because I've just been busy, I guess, but other than that, I haven't really been playing anything. Yeah, my whole entire life is a blur right now, because my head has been all fucked up the past couple days, but I'm trying to remember what we all did this week. Holy fuck.
I feel you, dude. My head is killing, like, it is pounding right now. I'm not sick. I just whacked my fucking head the other day, which, I'll be honest, I felt slightly concussed, but, you know, homie ain't no bitch.
Right.
And we pushed through.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's really it, honestly. Been listening to a lot of fucking black metal. There's a band called A Forest of Stars that my buddy Cody just recently introduced me to. And
Forest of Stars?
A Forest of Stars, yeah, it's fucking okay. It's just weird. It's like, listen, if you get a chance, listen to the opening track and the track after it.
Which album?
Of Grave Mounts and Grave Mistakes.
Okay.
Listen to Persistence is All and Precipice Pirouette.
Okay.
It's just the opening two tracks. One's just like an intro, and then if you can read along to the lyrics of Precipice Pirouette, it's just fucking cool. It's weird. It's different. I just don't even know how to describe it, but I've been obsessed with that. And then I also been listening to a lot of Greyhaven lately.
The other day when Jacob was at swim lessons, I just was randomly scrolling through like new releases in metal on Spotify, and I found this band Wind Waker, and their album is called Hyperviolence, and yeah, it just came out. It came out July 12th, and yeah, I was digging what I was hearing from that. So I'm definitely, obviously, always down to check out new stuff. I mean, broaden the horizons. Nice. I really liked, I think my favorite song off of that was probably, well, the ones I have liked are Infinity, Sirens, Break the Rules, The Wall, Vertigo, and Venom. Which I also threw that in my 2024 playlist, which I think I sent you guys invites for that. So
yeah.
So I don't know if it's just you can listen to what I add, or if you guys can add stuff too, because I added you all with the intent of you guys adding stuff as well.
We can
Dallas
we can add to it.
Oh, okay, perfect. Because Dallas was telling me check out the new Black Dahlia Murder song, and I was digging that. So I threw that in there too.
You're only putting
stuff from 2024.
From this year, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because then I also have a 2020s playlist that I'll just add. Generally, if I add something to my 2024 playlist, I add it to 2020s too, so that I don't have to go through at the end and be like, oh, add this whole thing to this. I just do it as I go. But nice. Yeah. Is this it's just a symbol. Okay, sorry. I was browsing Spotify. But what are we talking about today, Jacob? Because we've got something big on the horizon. Well, not us, but big for us and very important for us. And we got to take a trip back and talk about a couple other things. What do we got?
We are talking about a little red-suited hero, or not hero, named Deadpool. We're talking about Deadpool 1 and 2 today, discussing the two movies that came before, or that come before the Deadpool and Wolverine movie coming out here in a couple of weeks, or next week, right? No. Yeah.
It's the 26th, or we'll be seeing it on the 25th.
Coming out next week.
Did you already get your tickets?
No, but I will tonight.
Okay. We purposely scheduled this to come out a week before Deadpool and Wolverine because, we are going to be talking about Deadpool and Wolverine immediately after we get out of the theater and get back to our computers to be able to do so. Mm-hmm. This is huge. I don't want to sound dramatic, but with the overall state of the MCU, which we talked about already in a technical difficulties riddled video. Check that out if you would. Or just not. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. No shameless plug there. There was a lot of problems in that video.
Shameful plug.
This is, in my mind, this is make or break for the MCU. And
if this is bad, I'm probably just going to not want to watch any more MCU movies.
Yeah, the MCU is already becoming oversaturated with everything, and it's just the same thing over and over and over again. And now people are starting to finally realize that and speak with their wallets. That's why the Marvels was such a huge bomb. There is a lot riding on Deadpool and Wolverine. But we'll discuss that at another time because we'll need to do probably a better, more streamlined, less technical difficulties issue in the video about the MCU, because we'll have a better idea of the state of the MCU after July 25th.
Yep.
But yeah, today, Deadpool 1 and 2. These are not they're not MCU movies at the moment, or are they? I guess is a good question to ask.
I would say that they are, just because we've already confirmed with the new trailer of Deadpool and Wolverine that they already cross over to some degree.
Yeah.
So I would say that they probably are MCU canon.
Yeah. But, these were done by Fox, of course, which they did the rest of the X-Men movies. Some really, really good ones, some not so good ones, and then Dark Phoenix and Apocalypse. But I don't. Do you got the plot synopsis pulled up for Deadpool 1?
I can. Alright, so Deadpool 1. Let me get my... Wade Wilson is a former Special Forces operative who now works as a mercenary. His world comes crashing down when evil scientist Ajax tortures, disfigures, and transforms him into Deadpool. The rogue experiment leaves Deadpool with accelerated healing powers and a twisted sense of humor, with help from mutant allies Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Deadpool uses his new skills to hunt down the man who nearly destroyed his life.
That's it in a nutshell. First thing that I definitely want to make sure that I mention is when the test footage was leaked in 2014, that got the ball rolling hardcore. Which what was it? Didn't Ryan Reynolds leak that? Like,
he said that there was he said that he's 70% certain that it wasn't him, but it was one of them.
It was Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, if you don't know already, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool, and I go as far back with Ryan Reynolds. Like, when I first discovered him, it was in Van Wilder. So just, like, his delivery and his sense of humor has always, like, I feel like I'm definitely in that, like, 100% his target audience, because everything he does is hilarious, even if he's not trying to be. So Deadpool was just a superhero version of Ryan, the way Ryan Reynolds, or at least I've always perceived him. We'll talk about some of the cast real quick.
Let me go ahead and put up the spoiler thing.
Yeah, spoiler alert for a movie that's 8 years old and then another one that's 6 years old.
You have been warned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spoiler warning is on the screen.
Vanessa, Deadpool's love interest, was played by Marina Baccarin, which the only two things I remember her being in before I saw her in Deadpool was Firefly, and she was Crazy Eyes Chloe in How I Met Your Mother. Ed Skieran as Francis. I'm not going to justify him by calling him Ajax. TJ Miller, before he was calling in bomb threats, was Weasel, which I thought he was an awesome sidekick to Deadpool.
Yeah.
Gina Carano as Angel Dust, which, yeah, that her stuff kind of happened. And then Brianna Hildebrand as Negasonic, longest name ever.
There's like 4 or 5 people that technically made up Colossus.
Yeah, there's Stefan Kapas. Yeah, I'm gonna butcher that. IC, and there's weird symbols over all of the last one, so I'm not gonna be able to nail that. He was the voice. What is this?
There's like there's one mocap person and like 2 fucking face actors as well. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, Daniel Cudmore and Andre Trico. Yeah, I'm gonna butcher that one. Tricoteux.
I'm gonna go put this away. I'll be right back. Just go ahead and talk.
Okay. Yeah. And then, of course, Leslie Uggams is Blind Owl, because, oh my god, Blind Owl's just absolutely hilarious in this movie. And she's not as much in Deadpool 2, but she is still just as funny. She's just a great part of this movie. I guess while Jacob's gone, I'll go ahead and share my theater experience when I saw this, because I saw it opening night when it came out, which was February 8th, 2016. There was also another movie that debuted that same day, and we did a double feature. We hit Deadpool first, and then the second movie that we swore to God would not fail, but could not have failed any harder, was Zoolander 2. And so the double feature was 1/2 great, and then 1/2 dumbest shit I've ever wasted my time watching. I was just telling them about when I saw Deadpool in theaters originally back in the day. But where to really begin with Deadpool? The opening credits, and I can't think of just who did what. Loved it.
Oh yeah,
perfect. God's perfect idiot, hot chick.
Written by the true heroes of this movie, or something like that.
Yeah, And
a little fucking Green Lantern card coming out of that guy's wallet.
Just everything about that was just awesome, because up until that point, it had been either there was just title card and then boom, you're in it, or they will read off the actors and director, blah, blah, blah. This, it was just like, no, we're not using names. This is produced by some asshats.
Yep. This is a Deadpool movie, and we're going to make sure you know at every corner of every single frame of this movie.
Which, oh god, sorry, it was February 12th, 2016. Sorry, I misread the date. Yeah, this, with my limited knowledge of the Deadpool comics, I felt like it nailed the character, at least how I had envisioned it before I even seen it, because, you know, you got fourth wall breaks, you've got fourth wall break, then fourth wall breaks, it's like 16 walls. And just the smart-ass sense of humor. Loved all of it. Loved all of it.
Oh, yeah. This is also the MCU's first R movie, isn't it? Rated R movie?
I think so. Or,
I guess technically not Fox in the MCU, but...
Yeah, Fox's first R-rated, like, superhero foray. And then Logan came out the next... Or, no, 2 years. No, it was the next year. Logan came out the next year, and then Deadpool 2 came out the year after that, which all three of those were R-rated, and you know what? All three of them were fucking awesome. Yeah, so if that tells you something... But, everything in this movie, like, especially the chemistry between Ryan Reynolds and Marina Baccarin was perfect. Like, I legitimately believe that they were just a madly in love couple, even if she pegs him on International Women's Day.
He loved it.
And he loved every freaking minute of it, which we find out in the sequel. I will say one common complaint that I heard about the movie, and that it never bothered me, was a lot of people were bitching about the scale of the movie, because they're like, oh, it's not like he has to save the world, or this and this and this, and it's blah, blah, blah. Which I think is dumb, because essentially Vanessa was his world, so he was technically saving the world.
Also, this was a very experimental film. I mean, nothing like it had been done before, and it pretty much took all of the rules and threw them out the window. So having it be some large-scale event would have probably not been good. It probably wouldn't have turned out the way that it did. Probably wouldn't have been as successful as it was. And having a more contained idea, especially for a lot of people that didn't know who Deadpool was. This isn't Iron Man. It's not Spider-Man. It's not Batman. It's not a character that everybody already knows about. So having some large-scale thing to introduce his character to the world of a lot of people that doesn't know who the fuck Deadpool is would have probably not been that great. So...
Yeah, no, I agree completely, because they did the right thing and didn't try to make it this big, massive, epic, like, Infinity War, Endgame level story. Yeah. No, it's very, very contained and focused on who it needed to be focused on.
Yeah, it showed you exactly who Deadpool was, what his motivations were, and how he gets shit done. And that's literally all you needed.
Yeah. 100%. I'm trying to think. I will talk about this, because this is actually horrifying. The hyperbaric chamber that Deadpool is put in to transform. Like, you want to talk about sitting in there for like a weekend where you feel like you're going to suffocate, and then you get a couple breaths, and then you're going to suffocate, and then that, and God, just
fuck all that.
Just awful.
And then he almost did that to Vanessa at the end too.
Yeah, which thankfully got a sword in there and
cracked that bitch open.
Yeah, fucked it all sorts of up. Trying to think of other points that like I need to talk about in the movie. Which basically a lot of it was the humor. Humor was right up my alley. Yeah. So even it didn't matter if I was watching it in 2016 or 2024, I still laughed at everything that I laughed at when I first saw the damn movie.
Oh, yeah.
which is a good thing because 9 times out of 10 you go back and we'll say like Anchorman, for instance. It's common. Like some of the stuff just doesn't land like it did back when you originally watched it. So that was refreshing that Deadpool still is just as funny as it was day one as it is 8 years later.
Yeah. Yeah, there was also, I believe, a lot of improv with T.J. Miller and Ryan Reynolds. The part that I am thinking about is when they're talking about how ugly Deadpool is after his mutation happens or whatever. He's telling them that he looks like an avocado fucked something or other. And
an older, nastier avocado.
Yeah, like a lot of that was improv and shit, and that's pretty risky, honestly, considering like they have to make sure that lands, and they have to make sure that is gonna actually stick. And for whatever reason, I still laugh my ass off at it every time I hear it.
Oh, my favorite easily, and you're not going to be surprised about this. You look like Freddy Krueger face fucked a topographical map of Utah.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit's so good.
But,
now, there is some controversy with T.J. Miller, which I guess we could probably talk about more during the Deadpool and Wolverine, because I don't think he's going to be in it. I don't think he's coming back.
No, I mean, we could go ahead and just get the elephant out of the room with that. I'd always heard that there was some kind of, T.J. Miller ruined his career, but I never, really looked into what it was exactly. And then I read about it, and I was like, oh my god, you were so funny in, anything you were in. It didn't matter if it was Cloverfield or even Age of Extinction. I loved him in Age of Extinction. Deadpool 1 and 2, he was perfect in. But exposing yourself to a woman on a train, or maybe it wasn't exposing himself, but he was, he got pissed that this woman was not accepting his, flirtatious statements or whatever. He called in a bomb threat. Said there was, a bomb or something.
I thought that there was some more personal beef between him and Ryan Reynolds. I thought that I heard something about that, but...
Oh, I didn't hear anything about that. I don't think I read something about it. I think I watched something on YouTube about that. But they said that, in this video, it was a video, that, he hasn't been in, anything major and literally has killed his career. And with all of that, it's sad that it happened, and it's a matter of, I guess, trying to separate the art from the artist, kind of like we talked about with Stained when we did our best albums of 2023. Check that one out too. He's not back in Deadpool and Wolverine, which ultimately probably is a good thing. But I'm just hoping that the presence of Weasel isn't we're not missing that, because he was really important in the first 2 movies. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens.
T.J. Miller says he has patched things up with Ryan Reynolds after calling the Deadpool star an insecure dude and claiming that he would not work with him again.
Okay, so there was beef there too.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I had not heard anything about the train situation. But that's also not great. But yeah, I had just heard that there was some beef between him and Ryan Reynolds, and it sounds like it's been patched up, I guess, but who knows?
Yeah. And then, okay, so even just a quick Wikipedia search of it. Headlines, I'm not going to read the whole thing. Sexual assault allegation, Amtrak bomb threat incident. You've kind of shot your career right in the foot, because he hasn't been in anything major since 2020. So,
also, I liked him in Hell and Back as well.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he was really he kind of played that same guy, kind of like what people say about Ryan Reynolds in his other movies too, probably Deadpool as well. But played it to a T. Was hilarious, right in my vein of humor.
Yeah.
So hearing that is just extremely sad. And
oh yeah, I agree.
Honestly, we spent a lot of depressing time talking about a depressing thing. But
I wonder why. I wonder if that's why Hell and Back isn't on streaming platforms anymore. You can't even rent it on Amazon, I don't think, because I think T.J. Miller helped direct it.
Oh, maybe because yeah, I don't know. But
anyway,
the thing that was important, that like what you said earlier, this film was a gigantic risk. An R-rated superhero that wasn't like a main name. It wasn't a Batman or a Spider-Man. So they went in with a very low budget for superhero movies, I should say, $58 million.
Yeah.
Ended up making $782.8 million worldwide. Massive success. And you know what massive successes lead to?
Sequels.
That is correct. So I guess if you don't have any more thoughts on the first Deadpool, we can go ahead and just roll right into 2.
Yeah, no, the only thing I think I was going to say is rewatching it now, I still loved it. I still thought it was great. I still thought it was funny. There was just a lot more stuff that came off a little cringy, like cringier than I remember them coming off as, but I don't remember what they were. I just remember watching it and I was like, yeah, that's a little weird.
I didn't have like that with the first one, and I don't
with the second one too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did definitely notice stuff from the second one that I did not notice before, because when I watched these, literally it was Deadpool 1, then Deadpool 2 immediately after, double feature, and I noticed some things about Deadpool 2, which may have hurt Deadpool 2 a little bit in my eyes, but it was like just and hurt it. It's just a little scratch, because I still ultimately like really revere both of these movies.
Yeah, same. I still love both of them. There's just way more, I don't know, things in both of them that I was just like, that was really fucking corny. Why is that there?
Yeah.
But again, nothing to make or break anything. Just a small observation, I guess.
Yeah. But overall, still a great time. I definitely will rewatch it again in the future. But yeah. Okay. Do you want to do Deadpool 2 plot synopsis? If not, I do have it pulled up just in case.
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay.
Wisecracking mercenary Deadpool meets Russell, an angry teenage mutant who lives at an orphanage. When Russell becomes the target of Cable, a genetically enhanced soldier from the future, Deadpool realizes that he'll need some help saving the boy from such a superior enemy. He soon joins forces with Bedlam, Shatterstar, Domino, and other powerful mutants to protect young Russell from Cable and his advanced weaponry.
Force.
X-Force.
Okay, so
isn't that a little derivative?
Your next person. Okay, let's get some other just stuff out of the way real quick. This movie was released May 18th, 2018. $110 million budget, so now we're getting back up into normaler budgets for these types of movies. Made $785.8 million worldwide, so another massive success. Okay. Before we start talking about other stuff, did you notice that Deadpool 2 does make the, I guess, cardinal sin that all sequels make of reusing gags from the first movie? Yeah. Like, it did it way more on a scale that I had no idea about before, because it had either been one or the other. It was never a back-to-back thing. But then I was like, that's a reused joke from the first one. That's a reused joke. And I found myself saying that a lot. One example I'll give. At the end of
thing was brought up again.
Yeah. And towards the end of the first Deadpool, when he gets the knife stabbed in his head, and Peter Gabriel's, or I don't think it was Peter Gabriel, I can't remember what song was playing, but he's doing this to Vanessa, you know, making hearts and this and this. Does the exact same thing to Colossus when he gets that freaking rod through his freaking head.
Yep.
And that's just one example of it too, by the way, because they did this.
Al pointing the gun in the wrong direction when Cable walks in. He has to move her hand. That was a gag from the first movie. Funny as fuck, but it was from the first movie.
I almost shot you. What, in the wall? In the refrigerator?
Yeah. But TJ Miller Weasel also brings up the avocado thing again. The shrunken hand bit gets brought up again, but in the form of shrunken legs.
Sure, knocking it.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a bunch. Holy fuck.
No, that's... So, I guess watch these movies individually. Like, don't do a double feature of them because then it may bring it down a notch. But like I said before, it was more like a scratch on it because I felt like the majority of the reused jokes were better in the second one, but there was still that just annoying thing because it's like you look at great sequels in general, like Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers. Meet the Fockers, there are so many reused jokes from Meet the Parents, but it is like they up it and it's better.
Yeah.
And I will dare say the same thing about Deadpool 2. I feel like this movie was better in damn near every way, shape, and form compared to the first one. Not a knock on the first one at all, because you all heard me say I love it. It was just better. It was like a 9 going from like a 9 to a 9.5, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have not agreed with you until this most recent watching of it. I had liked the first one better for a long time, but after watching it this time for this specific recording, I have to agree with you. I like the second one quite a bit more.
It had more of an emotional ness to it, you know, with everything that happens. So I feel like that's why I was I'm more drawn to that one. Because even leaving the theater day one of Deadpool 2, I did say, I was like, I like this better than Deadpool.
Yeah.
So I've literally thought that the entire time. The reusing of jokes, it's more of damn, every sequel freaking does that kind of thing. So it's hard to just knock it for that, which it's a very little knock.
The amount of meta jokes were also pretty funny in this one.
Yeah. Sorry, I felt like someone was crawling on me.
Calling Cable Thanos was probably the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life.
And even in the prison scene, you're so dark. Are you from the DC universe?
Cable looks at him and says, "Who are you?" And Deadpool's like, I'm Batman."
There were so many DC references in the movie.
Yeah. Just
thinking about it now, because even when they get through the opening stuff and he goes home to Vanessa, it's like, I met this other superhero and we found out our mothers we're both named Martha.
I was fighting this other caped hero and something, and then it turns out that his mother's name was Martha also or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, referring to Batman v Superman.
Which I was just watching a live stream for somebody on YouTube, and BVS got brought up, and I was like, I will defend it to the bitter end. I really will.
I still haven't seen it.
God! Okay, anyways, moving on. That's a video for a whole nother time, because I could see that debate getting very heated, because I'm serious, I love BVS. But one thing, and it's actually something I would say about BVS as well. There is an extended cut of Deadpool 2 that you gotta watch the super duper cut. It adds more hilariousness, especially Deadpool trying to kill himself, because that's where the movie opens up, him trying to kill himself.
He jumps into a fucking pen of polar bears or some shit like that, and
drink a drain cleaner, jumping off of buildings. I mean, it's very seldom that I actually watch the theatrical cut, so it's gotten to the point where I couldn't tell you specifically what is in the super duper cut that isn't in the theatrical. That's just the extended cuts are the best cut.
Agreed.
But yeah, this we actually got more X-Men in this movie too, even if it was only just a brief cameo of like Cyclops, Beast, McAvoy as Professor X. I don't know. I can't remember who else was in there.
I think Jean Grey from Dark Phoenix was also in there. Quicksilver.
Oh yeah, Quicksilver was in there. Yeah, you're right. Because he's one of the ones right up in the front.
Evan Peters Quicksilver.
Awesome Quicksilver too, by the way.
And then Yukio, I guess technically.
Bye, Yukio.
Highway.
Love Yukio, man.
Yeah, she's great.
Love Yukio. Great addition to the film. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Cast-wise,
Terry
added
Crews.
Josh Bedlam.
Fucking Bill Skarsgård.
Zeitgeist.
Fucking Brad Pitt.
Vanish.
For all of about 20 seconds.
What? My name's Black Tom Cass. White Wade Wilson.
Dude, the amount of times he calls Cable racist in this film is insane.
You learn to judge people by the color of their content, not their skin.
Yeah. Oh, dude. It's so... I'm not racist.
One thing definitely got to bring up, because Toby and I were talking about this while I was watching it. Josh Brolin is an amazing actor, and he did good with Cable. I just need him to be taller. That's literally it. And I like the fact that even Juggernaut calls him a midget at one point. But yeah, and I guess Toby told me that I guess Ron Perlman was campaigning hardcore to get Cable. And not like, once again, Josh Brolin did not do a bad job at all. It's just he's just shorter than what Cable is in like X-Men or anything else.
I heard that Arnold Schwarzenegger was also being petitioned.
Oh God,
for
that would have been
because of all the Terminator comparisons.
Yeah, and I could see why. Like that's probably why he turned it down, because he's like, I'm like in my 70s. I don't need to do more Terminator movies.
Yeah.
Because T1 and T2 are just perfect movies.
Yeah.
So I agree with Toby's statement. I would have loved to seen somebody else as Cable, especially considering by this point we all already knew Josh Brolin was Thanos.
Yeah.
So I think they should have went a different route, but that's no knock on him at all, because I still loved Cable.
Resetting my movie. Had to reset my camera. There we go.
Oh, okay. I was like, don't. Anytime we talk about the MCU, we start having technical difficulties, and we gotta cut that shit right out.
No, if my camera is blurry for more than 20 seconds, I'm like, fuck me, dude, and I just reset it.
No, I get it. Drives you insane.
Yeah.
And then also, we should mention Julian Dennison played Russell Collins, a.k.a. Fire Fist, which is the main reason for Cable coming back in time to kill him before he ultimately destroys the world. So you see, the scale has just gotten bigger. But then at the same time, that final battle didn't feel like a Avengers-level thing. So I think they did a good job with that, making the outreaching consequences of what was going to happen, but still maintaining a small enough battle so it wasn't just CG on top of CG on top of CG on top of CG.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be opening. They're going to be opening the floodgates with that and Deadpool versus Wolverine, or Deadpool and Wolverine. So, because that's multiversal shit. So,
yeah,
it went from contained origin story to bigger city picture to we're going across different multiverses, correcting some fucking timelines. And yeah, I feel like that's just the natural progression of things. So,
we also definitely need to mention Zazie Beetz as Domino.
Oh yeah, she was cool.
Amazing.
I love her.
Amazing. Yeah. Being lucky isn't a superpower.
Yes,
I loved every minute of Domino being in this movie.
Yeah.
and just Task Force X
Mario
as
Lopez. Well. Dude, that whole argument was fucking hilarious.
Freaking, Task Force X being added into the movie, especially considering the trailers did kind of build it up like it was going to be more of a team-up movie, but then they fucking swerved the shit out of everybody and made it awesome. Because, like, when I went to see that, you could have been like, hey, Derek, do you think all, or damn near all of Task Force X is going to be dead within 2 minutes of this movie? I'd be like, no, I don't think that's going to happen at all. I would have bet $100 it wasn't going to happen.
He only saved, what's his face? The dude that didn't have any powers.
Peter. Sugar
yeah.
Bear.
Yeah, he only saved Peter. The rest of them, he left dead.
Which, I love the scene where, like, Dopepender's, like, wanting to be in Task Force X, but then they're like, no, you have no skills. And then Peter's, yeah, I have no skills. I just saw the ad and thought it'd be fun. And then they're like, okay, you're in. And then Dopepender, fuck! What the fuck?
Yeah. And then he ends up ultimately killing the main bad guy in the whole fucking movie at the end by hitting him with a taxi.
And the final battle when they're running up and Juggernaut, I'm gonna take that cab driver and shove him up your ass. And then Dopepender's like,
I'm so soft.
Yeah, I have no skills. I'm fucking out.
I am so soft and I have no skills or something. I think I should just go wait in the car, and he fucking runs away. Also, Juggernaut getting ass electrocuted was fucking hilarious.
Yes.
Getting a cable shoved up his ass and then thrown into the water.
Did you know that Matt Damon is actually in the movie? So, okay, when Cable comes back through time and those dudes are sitting on the bed of the truck talking about wiping their ass with Huggy's wet wipes and stuff.
The rednecks?
Yeah. Yeah, one of them is Matt Damon.
No fucking way.
Yeah, for real. Which, honestly, if they were smart, I was like, you know what? These motherfuckers are spit. And then now, upon being older, it's like, these motherfuckers needed a bidet, and then they can talk to me. Yeah, freaking, I remember one thing. One of my buddies, he was more in the comics than I was, and he was pissed about Black Tom being killed, and I don't know enough about the Deadpool comics, as I've kind of already stated. So I felt that the role Black Tom played in the movie was fine and adequate because, yeah, we've got Fire Fist, we've got Juggernaut. We don't need 50 different villains in the movie.
Yeah.
I can't think of any. Man, I'm just. This headache has got me all screwed up, and I know I had a bunch of talking points, but I think we hit most of them.
Yeah, I think we got a good majority of everything that I could think of.
But, yeah, so I guess, will I ever watch this again? Oh, yeah. Hell yes.
Absolutely.
Hell yes, I will watch this again.
The only reason I would not watch this again is if Deadpool and Wolverine is that bad.
Oh, dude.
If it's really bad, I'm gonna feel so awful watching Deadpool 1 and 2.
It would be like, that's kind of like why, well, similar in a sense, not the exact reason, but why I will never watch Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania again. Because Jonathan Majors as Kang was the best part of that movie, and now that that's been completely undone and thrown away, I will never watch that movie again. Because it was bad, and he was seriously the best part of the movie.
Yeah. That was a rough situation all around.
Yeah, I think, which controversy surrounding these people. But that's a whole nother thing for a whole nother time.
What was the controversy surrounding Angel Dust from Deadpool 1?
She posted not cool stuff on social media and very, hateful comments, I believe, and it was mainly just because she was working with Disney, on The Mandalorian and everything, because she was supposed to get her own whole spin-off and everything, and then that got shot right to shit. I can't remember the comments exactly, but it was, I don't want to say racist, but we'll just say hateful, just as a kind of broad spectrum that was not, people were not vibing with, and then, yeah, that kind of flushed all of that down the drain.
I heard some stuff had happened with her. I just couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly because it's been a hot minute since that happened. But yeah, no, I think that's what it was. Just posting hateful shit, and that got her done with. But yeah, if I'm giving Deadpool 2 a rating, easily 9.5, and that rating is the same as before I discovered all the reused. I should say, well reused jokes in the second one. It's my favorite of the two, and yeah, as I kind of already gave away, 9.5. They are that close in my mind. Deadpool 2 was just with the more emotionalness of Vanessa being gone and him trying to get to Vanessa, and then they were going to start a family, this and that. It just added more weight to the story. For me, at the least.
Do you have any speculation on the Vanessa situation in Deadpool and Wolverine?
I've heard things and I'm not happy. That's all I'm gonna say, because I didn't want to. I didn't want to hear things. I hope what I've heard was wrong, because now I'm officially avoiding everything. So, give your Deadpool 2 rating, and then this is gonna roll right into a goddamn rant.
I agree with you. I think 9 and 9.5 are both also my ratings for them. I would have to agree with that.
Hell yeah. It's always fun when we agree and see eye to eye.
It's also fun when we don't, but...
yeah, it's fun either way.
For different reasons.
Yeah, like eventually when we talk about BVS, that's going to be a whole hell of a lot of different fun.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Anyways... rant time. Spoilers. Jesus fucking Christ, spoilers. This movie comes out in literally 12 days, with early showings being in 11 days. And probably 3-4 days ago, IGN's main headline, and it was there. It might, I'm gonna pull this up while I'm ranting. And it might still be up there, but it literally said, along the lines of, we saw the first 35 minutes of Deadpool and Wolverine. Here's 30 spoilers about it. And I was just absolutely blown away. Deadpool and Wolverine, 30 spoiler-filled details from the first 35 minutes. I realistically don't know if I could turn my phone and show it to the camera. Go to IGN, you will find it. What the fuck? It's bad enough that the trailers are already revealing too much in my mind. And that's not just with Deadpool, that's just with movies in general. Why the fuck is it the main article on a website for a movie that hasn't even came out yet, that really, it has so much fucking riding on it, and trying to spoil it before it even comes out? I expect that from trolls that live in a basement and they shove pine cones up their ass and straws in their pee holes for whatever reason, but not actually a major thing like IGN. And I know a lot of people don't like IGN, but it is a good place to just keep up on video games or whatever, see what's happening, what's coming out, any big breaking news, just bullshit all around. Yeah, that and then you and Toby started I don't know how you found out whatever you found out, and then you and Toby moved thankfully to your guys' own private chat, because I feel like I've already had a good chunk of this movie spoiled for me, and literally all I've just seen is the first 2 trailers. That's it.
Yeah, so the thing that we were talking about was not necessarily a spoiler. It was just it was more of a speculation. Nothing had been confirmed. It was from that 30-minute showing that you're talking about, though.
Okay.
So, they had a 30-minute sneak peek in Shanghai or some shit, and
yeah.
And yeah, there was just from interviews and from people talking about it on the internet and stuff. No screen grabs, no like no imagery.
No like photographic like evidence of spoilers.
Yes, but there was a possible fight that could possibly happen that I would be super fucking pumped to actually see if it does happen. But again, who knows? We don't know. I don't know. Hopefully it does happen, but at the same time, like I said, it could have been nothing. Could have just been some people talking shit online. I don't know, but
I hope so. And even then, like, I'll go ahead and say, Multiverse of Madness is where I stopped. Like, that was the last movie that I'll read speculation about, because you do start to like, ooh, that'd be awesome. Oh my god, that would be so good. And then, it still ultimately takes away from the surprise of just being that. Now, if you think of something all on your own and you keep it to yourself, and then you go to the movie and you're like, oh fuck, that happened. Good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But posting about it, especially on a major like publication like IGN, that was just bullshit. And I'm honestly amazed that they like Marvel wasn't like, hey, take that down, because who knows? Like, well, let's say I clicked on that and read it, and I was like, oh god, the first 30 minutes sounds like it's absolute shit. I have no hope in the movie salvaging the first 30 minutes and making a full comeback. May not go see it then at that point. So that's why I don't get it, and it's just fucking to quote can't talk. To quote Bret Hart, it's the shits. It's not good. Bullshit.
Yeah, spoilers are not fun for anybody. So make sure, at the very least, if you are going to be talking about spoilers on the internet, make sure it is front and center so people are aware, hey, this is going to contain spoilers. That way people have the opportunity to click away. That's why I went out of my way to create a whole spoiler tag for when we talk about spoilers in our videos and shit, because even
though we always forget to put up on time.
Well, we have been doing good about it. This past couple times we've been doing pretty good.
Yeah, at least we didn't remember after we talked about Deadpool 1, and it's like, oh shit, we need to put up the spoiler.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot better with it. But especially if it's a new movie and there is early access involved, that goes with video games, that goes with movies, that goes with TV shows. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
Don't be a dick. Nobody likes that guy.
No. I wish horrible ill will upon you if you are that guy.
Yeah. I can't remember the quote exactly, but I think it, and I might be completely off basis on this, but I think it was Mike Tyson. He said something along the lines of, people have gotten comfortable behind their screens and feel protected, and honestly don't know what it feels like to get punched in the face, because a lot of the stuff these people post just purposely like trying to shit on it to ruin it for other people. I literally wish you would get cancer in your dick, like just in the dick and balls. Like, that's just low and dirty, and I don't care if you think I'm an asshole, because you know what, I fucking think you're scum, so it's whatever.
Yeah, there's a person I know, this is just talking about spoilers in general, which we could probably do a whole fucking episode on this, but back when the new Star Wars movies were coming out, very specific death scene that happens that was a pretty big fucking deal. And it was before the movie had released, and somebody I knew just had to pirate it. And it's not even a Star Wars fan. They went out of their way to pirate the fucking movie so they could see it before anybody else. And they did. It was an awful quality. It was like fucking camera in a bag recording in a theater kind of quality. But
they smuggled it in the prison wallet.
Yeah, and he fucking sent me the clip. And I didn't know what the clip was. I clicked it. He didn't mention anything, and I'm like, that cannot be who I fucking think it is. So
was it from episode 7?
It's a very specific death from an OG character that wears a vest.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was pissed. I
would have been fucking furious. Yeah.
I decided to ignore it because I couldn't really tell if it was a joke or if it was like fake or whatever, because like the quality was awful. But once it started building up to that scene in the theaters, I was like, "Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious?"
You had that joy taken away from you. Honestly,
depression rather, but.
Is this friend in Virginia?
No, he's in Iowa.
Oh, okay.
You don't know.
Send me who it is.
You don't know him.
Send me a name. I can find him. Why the fuck? Like, where do you fucking get off doing that? Like,
I don't know.
God.
I had a long conversation with him about that, and I'm like, dude, I know like you don't think of movies the same way that I think of movies, but that sucked. Like, that really fucking sucked, and I really hope you don't ever do that again. I really do, because that was honestly pretty foul. Don't ever do that again.
I legitimately would like I'm serious, because just like ruining people's experience like that, it fucking makes my blood boil, and I would love to spoil his face with my attitude adjuster that's in my fucking car as we speak right now. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty awful.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head that has been, like, majorly spoiled for me in a very direct way. Other than that, I've gotten pretty lucky. And I tend to, especially if it's something that I know I'm going to want to see in all of its glory and shit like that, like the Warcraft movie, for example, I stayed the fuck away from as much Warcraft stuff as I could in 2016 or 15 or whatever year it came out. I stayed away from everything that I possibly could about Endgame, everything I possibly could about Infinity War, everything I possibly could about the Multiverse of Madness, anything that I knew that I was going to want to make fucking certain. One, I tried to stay away from it as much as I possibly could the week before, and two, I made sure I was sitting my ass in that theater as soon as I possibly could.
Yeah.
That way nothing was spoiled for me, because unfortunately people just like that exist. They're just out there, so...
Yeah, and the thing I will tell them is my fucking tire knocker is also out there too, so... just hopefully I don't run into them.
Just don't be that guy, man. Don't be that guy. Don't spoil shit for people. I don't care if you don't care. We care. There's a lot of people that do care, and... Yeah, don't ruin it for people, man. It's not fun.
Yeah. So, I guess before I threaten more people with violence, which quite frankly, they deserve it, we can probably go ahead and call it here, because, Deadpool 1 and 2 are in the books. We're both very excited for Deadpool and Wolverine. Go ahead.
I am so fucking pumped.
Mm-hmm. I am equal parts pumped and very worried.
It's a lot of writing on this one.
Yeah, there is, and I obviously hope it's successful. I don't want to root against it. I will never root against Ryan Reynolds, but just the way and the trajectory things have been going at the MCU, that gives me my cause for concern. But so this episode will be coming out the week before Deadpool and Wolverine comes out, and then the day of Deadpool and Wolverine coming out, we will be talking about that. Spoilers in advance. There's no spoiler free. I'll just be, it's good in video. Hopefully that's what it would be. But
we'll have the spoilers ahead warning pretty much from the time we start recording.
Yeah.
We'll have it up there.
Probably just better throw it in the title too. Spoilers ahead.
Oh, yeah.
But so yeah, I guess. Let us know down below, what did you guys think of Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2? How pumped are you for Deadpool and Wolverine? Do you think people need to take a tire knocker to the face if they spoil stuff for people? Are you like me? Am I alone? Are we alone in the universe? I guess,
no. I think
and also
they do need to take a tire knocker to the face.
And also, if you would, drop a like on the video, sub. That would mean the world to us, as we are always trying to grow the channel. And yeah, let's just have a conversation down below. If you think I'm an asshole, cool, let's talk about it. Are you a spoiler troll? Good, I want to talk to you. Hell so, yeah, that's about all I got.
Yep, we'll leave it there. See you guys in the next one for Deadpool and Wolverine.
Have a good one.
Peace.